So we're all aware, not all of us, right? Not all of us, but those who are witchy, right? Light workers, dark empaths, those who dabble in the land of witchcraft. We're all aware that abortion is child sacrifice, right? Like, we are aware of that, or are we not? I really need to sit down and just tell you guys everything, okay? Because this is very important. But there are very specific things, okay? There are very, very specific things that have happened in history. Excuse me. I explained this to someone. Let me see. Hold on. I gotta get my facts right, okay? Okay. So there are very strategic things that happen before certain movements happen and things like that. So, or after, right? So, like, this happens, well, then we're going to do that. Everything is counteracting, right? So, trying to put this in a way, because, like, the welfare system was implemented in the 30s, but it wasn't anything that was really causing issues, especially for the black community, until the 60s and 70s, right? Okay. So the reason that was, it kind of like goes in order. You have the seduction laws are taken away. Then you have the feminist movement come in. And then you have like a different level of government assistance roll out. And then you have abortion roll out, right? So you have like all these things. Then you have child support roll out. So you have like all these things coming out like that in that order. Okay. When they removed the seduction laws, there was a need for the abortion law because now women were getting pregnant. You understand? Like, there was more unwanted pregnancies because they ended abortion or seduction laws. Now, not every state has seduction laws, but the general consensus, see, whatever the country is doing, like if you have 10 out of 50 states that have seduction laws, and like, you know, not as big a population, the majority of the population follows that, even if it's not a law in theirs. When they drop those laws, everybody follows suit. Oh, you're allowed to do that now? Right? So the government has strategically removed or added something. And, you know, feminist movement isn't an act of the government, or is it? But you have the feminist movement, you have a retaliation. So you have a retaliation to seduction laws being removed, right? And so when they roll out with a new system of welfare and they move in with a new system to protect you from unwanted pregnancies from this law we removed, Not only that, where are they? What has been the main problem in regards to abortion clinics? Where are they located? Primarily in urban areas. You do not find an abortion clinic in Canal Winchester, Ohio. No, you find it in Whitehall, Ohio. Okay? If you're from Ohio, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? Little girl from Canal Winchester cannot go to Canal Winchester to get an abortion. Why? Because the ratio of black people at the time I lived there was very low. Okay? This was child sacrifice. Now again, this is one of those things where it was like it was targeted for black people, but when you start when you're just trying to target one group, you mess with everybody. Now, when we get into Ashley, how do you feel about that? You know, it really doesn't solve anything if you don't solve the reason as to why there's so many unwanted pregnancies in the first place. That's my opinion on it. If you don't fix the reason why there's so many unwanted pregnancies, it's really not anything that's going to end just because you... How do you really... What is your contingency plan here? Because it's not really actually that great. Do you think that they're really going to put their power and effort into catching every single woman that's breaking the law? See, because if they needed a law for it to be legal, that means that there was a point in time in which it wasn't legal. And what was y'all doing then? You know, so you're going to just use your manpower to chase women around and make sure that they're keeping their legs closed, or keeping babies in their womb? I think not. Y'all be wasteful. Got everybody in their feelings for nothing. But it's not really that either, is it? It's not really that either. For me, because I know that it's child sacrifice, I don't feel any type of way about pro-life winning. You know, there's a couple readers. You guys have pro-life ads. You don't get to choose your ads, right? But you have pro-life ads, and some of those ads are really fucking grisly. Like, wow. Terrible. You know? But then, also... I'm gonna have to go get something to burn real quick. I haven't done anything. I can feel you. Anybody ever like shuffle when your cards are full of energy, and it's like weird. Okay. What? Listen, I really am getting excited with the cards because they really be fucking with me. And my daughter too. My daughter, she likes to ask questions and stuff, or we'll be talking and I'll just say something and the card will come out, you know, and it's a good way to incorporate it into our conversations. It's fun. But anyway, going back to, I'm not worried about the decision. Because the only reason there's unwanted pregnancies is because of covert emotional incest. This was the agenda. The agenda is to kill, steal, and destroy. Okay? That is the agenda. If we all learn how to properly heal the wounds that create the hypersexuality on any spectrum in incest, because then there's the people who are like, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. What if somebody's a victim of incest? What if someone's a victim of rape? Well, the actual cause of incest and rape is covert emotional incest. Literally. In Kenneth Adams' book, he talks about a man who is just absolutely adores his mother and fucking date rapes on the weekend. And nobody believes it because he's such a wonderful son. Okay? Because these men don't have any control, they're being controlled by their mother, being controlled by their father. They find other ways to control. Okay? So if we worry about healing the community, those won't be issues. The only issue that we would have would be medical reasons. And I'm sure once we can prove that we can do this, medical will be, you know, medical will be put back on there. You know what I'm saying? Rachel Photon, real quick. The only reason I'm bringing you up right now is because you had a live and you had said something like something about raising the vibration, right? And it doesn't take that many people. And it doesn't, like, to maintain one area. No, it doesn't. It just takes a couple. But if you want permanent change, it takes a lot of people, right? So if we could just hit that number, then this would be not an issue at all. And in fact, people would be born healthier as a result of being more healthy mentally, and it affects everything. Like, it literally affects your biological structure. You know what I'm saying? But going too far. Reel it back in. I'm supposed to do a reading today, but I don't have enough space. So let me post this part of the video, and then I'll come back and I'll do a little mini read for you guys. This is what's sitting on me right now. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard because it's a great sin to judge someone for their sins. Okay, it's a greater sin to be the judge, right? So I can't say like, yeah, all you women out there that won't close your life, all you men out there that won't stop having babies, and I can't do that. Okay. I think that is a great disservice to people when you take away their free will to sin, right? Basically, what they're trying to do is equalize it. Like, well, if you can't kill a human being out on the street, you can't kill a human being in the womb. And I do understand that. But it's just like, it's a really sticky situation because primarily most of these things are happening as a result of abuse. If there is an unwanted pregnancy, it is because that person has experienced abuse and does not have proper boundaries. Like, there's so many ways that I see it. So I don't, I actually had an abortion before. I did. And I can tell you with full confidence, it is in fact murder. Like, my own personal experience with it. Wow, I just cut the deck and she came back out. Hi, pretty, with the Hierophant, right? Okay, so let me continue with this story because this is intense. I felt the life drain from me. Okay, the way that the people were in the clinic were weird. Okay, so I'm having an abortion. I'm really not interested in having an abortion, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this because this is what my boyfriend wants. He wasn't even my boyfriend, but this is what he wants. I'm going to do it, right? When I get in there, the first time I couldn't do it because the child was not large enough to see on ultrasound. So when I go in again and I get my ultrasound, the lady is laughing. She looks at my chart and she's like, oh yeah, it looks like you couldn't do it because the child's too small. Well, he's big enough now. And they were all using pronouns like it. Couldn't use it. You got to say he. He's big enough now. And laughed. I can't even repeat the laugh because it was terrifying. Like, what the fuck? Why do you think this is a funny laughing matter? Why do you think this is a laughing matter? So then I get into the actual, the procedure. They just have like a whole bunch of women lined up and they just go in one by one, right? Shit was fucking terrible. The feel, I could feel it. Like, if I could feel him being plucked from my uterus. I could feel the literal change in my blood system. And then that nurse fucking sang a terrible song. Oh, now I'm laughing, but she sang a terrible song. It just made me feel worse, right? When we leave, it hails. It hails. I did something wrong. The thing is, I can guarantee you also, the child downstairs is that child. But for a very long time, it affected me. I started drinking. I don't even like drinking. And it took me a while to recover. And then I stopped drinking. Then I met Natania's dad and I started drinking. Right. And I just knew not, that I was never going to do that again. I agreed to get an abortion. And I think I've said that before in regards to Natania, but I changed my mind. Thought about it with Aaron and I changed my mind. It's just not once a child is conceived, there's no, it's like, it's definitely a damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation. Once you are pregnant, if you get an abortion, it's wrong. You put a child up for adoption, it actually is wrong. This stuff is all different forms of child sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that really is right is keeping the child, but if you're not in the position to take care of a child, then what? It's a huge disservice to the child, but that's the whole point. By them by them not fixing the issue in regards to why there are so many unwanted pregnancies, because they know, okay? Without them fixing that, they know. They're just fucking making future slaves. That's it. They're making future slaves, sex slaves, because the whole thing is about trafficking. Sex is what makes this world go round, okay? And children. So Umar Johnson, he had actually said that he believes that it's because white people currently have a 0% growth rate. That could be a part of it as well. There's so many different theories, but mine is just, forget women, forget men, children run the fucking world, okay? Child sex trafficking, child slaves working in warehouses, children, child star actors, children run the world. I've had an argument with a person in regards to this before, because I said, okay, they were mad about everybody know who Ryan is. If you have a child and they have a device, you know who Ryan is, right? He had like 1 billion subscribers or something like that. I don't even know how many subscribers he has, but he has a whole lot. And someone's like, it's so crazy that a whole bunch of grown adults are subscribed to this child. I said, it's not the adults. It's the children. They run the world. YouTube is marketing to children. Games are marketed to children. Children run the fucking world. So if people aren't having children, if people are making the same choice of not letting this child suffer, well, who's going to run the world?